I'm going to teach my dog to walk backwards. I've got a nice handful of treats here that I can throw and they're not going to crumble or go too far. Just to show you what a walk back looks like, this is when the dog reverses away from you. Walk back, walk back, walk. And what I'm looking for is that action. I don't like the dog to bunny hop, walk back. And I like him to keep on going. Walk back, walk. So I'm going to click him when he's walking, not when he's stopped. Walk. The area of reinforcement is away from me, and that's why I'm throwing the treats at him. Walk back. He threw in a bow there, which I wasn't going to accept because I wanted him to keep walking backward. And it's easy to start. Bring in a dog. Most dogs will take a step away from you. Okay, and then as you ask for a little bit more distance each time. Don't forget that just like when you taught your dog to stay or any of the other tricks that you can teach them, you need to be patient, and you also need to up your criteria for what your main goal is slowly. So if I want my dog to walk across the length of this room, initially I'm not going to ask for him to take 20 steps backwards. That's quite difficult. Much easier for your dog to learn a few steps at a time. So walk, and I reward just for a step going backwards. Walk back. Wow, that was good. He took 2 steps. This is a dog who already knows what I want. Walk back. But I'm happy to reward just incrementally, just a few steps at a time. Walk. 3 steps, that's quite an accomplishment. But don't forget your dog loves you, and most dogs would like to be as near you as possible. It's completely against his nature, first of all, to walk backwards, and second of all, to leave you so far away from him. Okay? And the other thing is a lot of dogs aren't accustomed to receiving a reward so far away. Yes, they're used to getting balls thrown for them, but most of the treats have always come from your pocket and directly from your hand. This one's coming from my hand, but it has some air travel in between. Okay? I'm making sure that I reinforce the dog when he's away from me and he's walking backwards, but it doesn't happen all at once. Once you've done it sitting enough, then of course you're going to stand up and do it. So put away your chair, get out of your armchair. You've probably been doing this while you've been watching television and you're sat on the settee. Walk back. It's very important if you're clicking, or even if you're just marking the behaviour they want, it's while the dog is walking. So he doesn't get a treat for just lying down. I want him to keep on walking back. And he should be smart enough to work that out for himself then, which he did. A lot of people will encourage their dog to walk back by walking into them. And you can start the dog by doing that, but what will happen is that you'll have a dog that will always want you to walk back with him. And what you want the dog to do is to walk back on his own to come away from you. So you can start them off, but remember that really in the long run you want to take yourself out of the equation so that the dog will walk back all on his own. Walk. When you're teaching the walk back as well, you can really upset a dog if you back him into a wall or a piece of furniture. So also make sure that you maintain that level of trust. Don't back your dog into something that he's going to knock over or startle him. You know, make sure there's enough room for him to do the exercise. And as I said, it's a quite nice exercise for you to do in your living room because you can be sat down and the dog is doing all the work. All you're doing is you have a bowl of treats in your next on the coffee table, and when he's performing, walk back. You're just looking for the point that you want to make sure that the reward hits him. You get very good at throwing treats and aiming for his mouth. What a lot of dogs will do as well is they'll start walking and then they'll lie down, but that's not, they're lying down in anticipation of reward. Yes, he knows that he's only going to get that treat if he keeps walking back. So be aware that dogs do mark distance. If they're used to getting a treat 3 or 4 feet away from you, they quite often will stop there to say, well, I've walked back far enough, where's my treat? I've walked back. Make sure that you then just wait until they restart and they're walking back again. Walk. And then they can have their treat.